Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of February 7th, 2021. I'm Caleb Black. That's Luke.
Kurt Angle,
our in-studio producer, the Mighty Max Fury. It is time for the semifinals and finals of bracket number 5 for the greatest of all time tournament. Luke, you won the last round, so you get to call the coin toss.
You ready?
Yep.
Hold me here.
Heads.
Heads it is.
I defer.
All right. This one we've got Mickie James and Kane. Caleb, you got Mickie James.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Give me force the 3, 2. Mickie James went to TNA and skyrocketed the Knockouts division by main eventing a TNA pay-per-view in a steel cage match. Not only does she lend her experience to the WWE now, she did the exact same thing 10 years ago when she was still in her prime because she realized that other female wrestlers needed that spotlight. You know why? Because she gives back to women's wrestling. She's not someone who comes in and takes her spot at the top because of her name value. She shows up, she does the job she's paid to do, and she does it in a way that is beneficial for everybody. She's also a humanitarian and animal rights activist and a country singer with like 2 songs in the top 10 charts like 8 years ago. She's legitimately talented in nearly every facet she's ever been a part of. And she can still get in the ring and go at the exact same level she could go at in 2005. Fuck. No, I'm still. It's a 35.
Keep going. I'll give you more seconds.
She can still wrestle the same way she wrestled 16 years ago, which is insane to think about. Anybody in their age bracket never has the ability to maintain their athletic ability. She does it, and she does it. She looks great.
I gave you the extra time. I thought it was 25.
It's okay, baby. I love you.
I love you too. Considering your pick just about to go up against Kane.
I know. Fucking remind me about it.
Kane.
Let's wait till 2.
Okay, that's fine.
3, 2, 1, go.
Kane, I said so much in the first round, is probably the biggest name to have as many appearances in the Royal Rumble and to never win the thing. Most eliminations, like I said in the previous video. Also, with Kane, the thing with Kane is, in his mask, the mystery of Kane and the teaming with Paul Bearer coming in, he is most synonymous with the Hell in the Cell for a man who didn't compete in the Hell in the Cell match that he debuted at. Of course, costing The Undertaker the match against Shawn Michaels, the first Hell in the Cell St. Louis. Kane, when taking the mask off, was the biggest moment in WWE for the entire year was when Kane unmasked. Once Kane unmasks and we see that there's no scars, then they go into it was mental scars. The burns were on the inside. He sets JR on fire. Something that no one ever touched JR because JR was JR.
Time.
I forgot about that JR thing.
Yep.
And
May 19th.
Overall,
May 19th. I can't wait to use that against you.
I know.
I gotta go with Kane on that one.
That's a fair argument.
It's close.
For sure.
Mickie James done so much.
Man, she has.
For sure.
Still going.
For sure.
Well, it's hard to say, Mickie James still does it because Kane came back at the exact same Royal Rumble that she came back at 2 days ago, or last week. So.
Yeah.
God, it's already been a week. Yeah. Crazy.
All right.
Yeah, it has. Damn,
Yeah.
it has.
Next
Fast.
we have
Piper versus Angle.
This
Which
is going to be
there's an 11-year-old kid in me right now who would have paid every bit of money he could have stolen out of his mom's wallet to watch that match.
All right, Luke, you won that one. Call me here.
Heads.
Heads it is.
I defer.
Okay.
All right, Caleb, you got paper.
Do not feel good about this. Go.
At 60 years old, Roddy Piper won the World Tag Team titles. At 60 years old, having been away from the business full-time for almost 10 years, came back and won the World Tag Team titles with Ric Flair. In the infancy of his career, put the NWA on the map, the AWA on the map. Almost every single territory Piper went to, he was a main event superstar as their top heel. Because when you thought you had the answers, he changed the question. His match with Greg the Hammer Valentine, the dog collar match, is still today considered one of the top, if not the top, goriest and most brutal in-ring contests in history, and was one of the first mainstream gimmick matches that have pretty much dictated how professional wrestling is viewed today. Still, Roddy Piper's name is synonymous with being the best promo guy. There's no one, save maybe Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair, who can even hang with Roddy Piper on the mic. You put a microphone in his hand, and it is a weapon. It's a sword that he brandishes like a knife.
Time.
All right.
I really don't want to battle Piper. I'm
well, you were all excited about it a minute ago.
I don't know, man. I'm visibly upset.
Just wait till we do the rebuttal.
Kurt Angle.
Oh wait, we're not going to rebuttal on this
Yeah.
one. Yeah, it's for the main.
All right, I'll go at 30.
Okay, you got 8 seconds to prepare yourself.
I'm about to destroy Piper.
You can try. Go.
Kurt Angle is on the very short list of when professional wrestling fans talk about dream matches. Kurt Angle is on the list, regardless of who he's wrestling. You mention dream matches, you say, "Oh, well, I want to see who would wrestle Bret Hart." Kurt Angle. Who would wrestle Daniel Bryan? Kurt Angle. Who would wrestle Owen Hart? Kurt Angle. Eddie Guerrero? Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is synonymous with greatness. Kurt Angle also, on the other side of that, was SmackDown's greatest GM, didn't have to wrestle, could come out, cut promos, still be believable as a bad guy. Team Angle ran roughshod over SmackDown with he handpicking the two men of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas to be Team Angle, to live up to the Angle name. Kurt Angle also, after having a drug problem, has gotten himself clean and come back to the WWE after all these years to step in a main role, not only wrestle the Royal Rumble, but WrestleMania as well.
Time.
Kurt Angle.
Really
didn't want to do that.
But I got to go with Kurt Angle.
I know. I didn't want to do it, but yeah.
But, yeah.
You're really going to like this because I got both of those, so I get to choose.
Yeah. You don't want to give me Kurt Angle. You don't want to do that to yourself.
That's funny because I'm going to give you Kurt Angle.
Okay.
And the reason I'm going to give you Kurt Angle will be finished after this is over with.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then, Luke, you won that one. Call it in the air.
Heads.
Heads it
I'll
is.
go first.
Okay.
All right. Kane versus Angle.
Still visibly shook from the whole fucking Piper thing.
Go.
Kane, probably not the greatest gimmick of all time, but right under The Undertaker. Kane is one of the names in professional wrestling. When you see Kane, you knew you were going to get something special. Kane has worked with everyone from the likes of Mick Foley down to CM Punk, down to even notably Daniel Bryan. I mean, he's wrestled in, 3 decades of professional wrestlers and has handpicked wins, 4 decades, thank you, and has had wins over the top guy in the company, whether it had been John Cena, whether it had been The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold, Triple H. He has beaten everybody. There is not a single person who has not fell victim to Kane in professional wrestling. Kane is the measuring stick, I guess is safe to say, for a big man in this business, with the longevity that he can still do it today and do it well.
Well done.
Not a bad argument.
Not a bad argument at all.
This is going to be good.
Ready?
All right.
And go.
The time when Stone Cold Steve Austin ran roughshod over the professional wrestling business and WCW, Kurt Angle came into the business and showed people that you didn't have to be an everyman to be a wrestler, that you could be a great athlete and live in both worlds. Kurt Angle turned down a $3+ million a year contract to take a chance on TNA and help elevate the stars of the future. With guys like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, you name it, he put that company on the map and carried it all the way through their biggest and longest ratings competition for the WWE after the fall of WCW. He talks about, you talk about all the guys that Kurt Angle has beat and been in contention with the top guys of the Attitude Era. Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Kurt Angle beat every single one of them, including going to putting John Cena on the map as the WWE's top guy. Kurt Angle's made conditions for this business despite his own health, despite his own body, and despite his own family. And as every single day he put on his boots, went to that ring and did his job, and he learned to be a full-time professional wrestler in 6 weeks. Was the fastest...
Time.
Our argument.
Time for the rebuttals.
It's time for the rebuttals. I believe you get to lead first. Go.
I refuse to sling shit at Kurt Angle. I'm just going to say, as a big man in a professional wrestling business, I know what Kane means to the big guys in the business. I know what Kurt Angle means to the technicians. Both these men are worthy of the spot to win this tournament in their own separate ways. There's no sense of slinging shit. It all depends. When it comes down to it, it all depends on credibility and career path. Kane has it in spades. Kurt Angle has it in spades. I don't feel comfortable slinging shit because I could go to the drug problems and I could go to all that. But at the end of the day, that does not reflect on Kurt Angle's career. The man is amazing. All I'm saying is I think they're equal.
Yeah.
I can't sling shit.
That's actually really on part of my next argument.
Yeah, I won't sling shit.
Kane has been, for me, as a wrestler who wrestled primarily in gimmicks, a major inspiration to being a professional wrestler. Kurt Angle's an inspiration to me because I was a wrestler who appreciated the technical side of what we do. So to argumentatively say that one is better than the other, it's all subjective. It's about what you prefer. I can also admit, as a wrestling fan, Kane is involved in the greatest storyline of all time and my absolute favorite storyline in professional wrestling, Kane versus The Undertaker. The greatest piece of epic storytelling ever. You want to vice you can vice versa that with one of the most realistic storylines ever, and that was Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. The interesting thing about that is that gives you hope as an independent wrestler because that was Samoa Joe's wheelhouse. And Samoa Joe got the full invitation to step into a professional wrestling ring with a WWE caliber champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and indicate that independent wrestling was important. They are both capable of being the greatest of all time with no argument.
Yeah, they're definitely both.
Doesn't matter because The Undertaker's beat them both enough that we can appreciate it.
Both of them had pretty good programs, The Undertaker, too.
Can there be a tie?
No, there cannot be a tie. And I do not envy Max.
No.
Either way, I'm going to be stoked.
Yeah.
I couldn't sling shit at Kurt Angle.
I'm not going to sling shit at Kane either. That makes me such a fucking hypocrite.
It would make me a hypocrite doing it.
Yeah.
I got to go with Kurt Angle over the.
That's fair.
I agree.
Kurt Angle, winner, bracket number 5.
Now I'm going to tell a quick 30-second story here. The reason that I deferred Kurt Angle to Caleb in the first place is because I knew that you could cover the things that I hadn't covered because I couldn't remember them.
Yep.
That is why I passed Kurt Angle to you.
I appreciate that.
As far as Kane, like I said, I fucking love Kane.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is probably the tightest finale we've had in these tournaments yet.
Yeah. I thought Roddy and Angle was tough, but Kane and Angle's right up there. That would have been like it coming down to me and Taker and you and Michaels.
That would have been
at the very end of it.
Well, that would have been like taking Roddy Piper and putting him up against The Rock.
Yeah.
On promos.
Right. Or Dusty against Flair.
Yeah, there's just no way. There was just no way. Congratulations, Kurt Angle. You have made it to finally.
And y'all keep in touch. Keep watching these videos because these tournament videos are going to keep dropping. We're having a lot of fun doing them. And we got more tournaments planned after these. These are going to end at WrestleMania, but we got more coming. So
also, leave a comment.
Yes.
Let us know
what you think.
What kind of tournament you would like to see.
Yes, please. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. Stay tuned. We got a special look at Anna Fight Underground's next event coming your way.